portal opens and the final test. While the world is slowing down, something unseen is speeding up. Most people believe December 26th is an emotional come-down. The quiet after the celebration, the return to routine, the moment when the magic fades and reality takes over. But that belief is an illusion, a comforting lie people tell themselves because they don't understand how energy really moves. Tomorrow is not an ending. It is an ignition. While the decorations come down and the noise fades, the universe begins working in silence. And silence is where the biggest shifts are born. What's opening now is not a blessing in the casual sense. It's a karmic release point, a pressure valve that has been tightening for months. Some of you can feel it already. You wake up restless, alert, expectant, not anxious, just aware. Like the air itself is charged with something unfinished. That feeling isn't random, and it isn't imagination. You are sensing a portal. Between December 26th and New Year's Eve, time behaves differently. Ancient traditions understood this period as a liminal corridor, a space between what was and what will be. They believed the energy here doesn't simply pass through. It imprints. Each day carries the blueprint for an entire month ahead. What is activated now echoes forward. But this year, the corridor is amplified. Rarely do forces of action and abundance align at full strength at the same time. Yet that is exactly what is happening now. The cosmic machinery is operating at maximum efficiency, and when that happens, karma doesn't trickle, it delivers. This is not luck, this is accounting. What arrives during this window is not a gift for being hopeful. It is payment for endurance, for restraint, for believing when no one validated you, for continuing when it would have been easier to quit quietly. And that is why this moment feels heavy. Before reward comes reckoning. Tomorrow, the energy doesn't arrive like fireworks. It arrives like a weight settling on your chest. A sober awareness, a final pause. You may question yourself, your choices, your readiness. You may feel unusually serious, unusually reflective, even a little uncomfortable. That discomfort is intentional. The universe is not asking if you want what you've been calling in. It is asking if you can hold it. Because receiving changes things. It collapses excuses. It removes the identity of the struggler. It forces you to release the story, where you are always almost there, but never quite. And many people fail right here, not because they aren't worthy, but because they are still attached to the version of themselves that learned to survive without reward. This is the test most people don't recognize. Can you stop bracing? Can you stop waiting for disappointment? Can you allow something good to arrive without immediately preparing for its loss? If that question makes your chest tighten, you are exactly where you need to be. Because this portal does not open for spectators. It opens for participants. What's coming next isn't random opportunity. It's tailored, precision-crafted, different for everyone, but devastatingly accurate for those aligned with it. 3 signs in particular have been positioned perfectly to receive the payout of long-term effort. Their trials were specific. Their delays were deliberate. Their frustration was never punishment. It was preparation. Tomorrow morning, the pressure breaks. Not loudly, not dramatically, but unmistakably. You may feel it as clarity, as resolve, as a quiet knowing that something irreversible has begun. And once this door opens, it does not wait. The universe is not slowing down for anyone. It is moving forward with or without you. In the next part, I'll reveal the first of the 3 signs. The one whose silent discipline is about to be seen, acknowledged, and rewarded in ways that change their entire trajectory. But for now, sit with this moment. Because if you can feel the weight, it means the door is already opening. Capricorn, the crown you earned in silence. This is where the story stops being theoretical. This is where it becomes personal. If you are a Capricorn, or you carry Capricorn strongly in your chart, understand this clearly. What begins now is not luck finally choosing you. It is consequence. For a long time, it felt like you were carrying more weight than anyone around you. Responsibility without applause, effort without acknowledgement, pressure without relief. You learned early how to stay composed while grinding internally. You learned how to function while exhausted. You learned how to win quietly. And that silence? That was never a mistake. It was training. Right now, the energy surrounding you is different from the chaos others experience. It is focused, controlled, exact. The kind of force that doesn't waste movement, the kind that doesn't rush, because it doesn't need to. You've been building something methodically, even when progress felt invisible, even when doors stayed shut longer than they should have, even when people assumed you were stuck, average, or already peaked. They were wrong. What activates now is momentum, not frantic momentum, not reckless momentum, but the kind that cannot be stopped once it starts rolling. At first, tomorrow may feel heavier, not lighter. Old doubts may surface. Questions you thought you already answered might come back one last time. That is not regression. It is the final audit. The universe is confirming that the structure you built can support what is coming next. And what is coming next is tangible. Recognition, authority, material elevation. This is the moment where conversations shift, where people who overlooked you suddenly hear your words differently, where decisions that were once delayed suddenly finalize, where opportunities don't need convincing, they arrive ready. But here is what most Capricorns misunderstand at first. Your reward is not just success. It is visibility. The version of you that was forged under pressure, the disciplined, self-governed, unshakable version, is stepping into daylight. And once that happens, your environment must reorganize around you. You may notice people projecting expectations onto you, authority figures treating you as an equal, systems that once resisted you now opening space. This is not coincidence. You've crossed an internal threshold, and reality is adjusting. But there is a trap here. You have survived by pushing. You have succeeded by enduring. You have protected yourself by staying 2 steps ahead of disappointment. That strategy got you here. But it cannot take you further. The challenge now is not effort. It is reception. Can you stop bracing? Can you let recognition land without deflecting it? Can you experience achievement without immediately setting a harsher standard? Because the crown does not rest on a head that never pauses. What unlocks next requires you to acknowledge that you are no longer becoming powerful. You already are. And once you accept that internally, the external proof accelerates. The calls come faster. The doors open wider. The timeline compresses. This is the shift from builder to authority, from proving to commanding, from striving to standing. And make no mistake, people will feel it. Your presence carries more gravity now. Your words hold weight. Your decisions ripple outward. This is what happens when long-term discipline finally meets divine timing. In the next part, we move from structure to spirit, to the sign whose dreams were never unrealistic, only early. Because while Capricorn built the mountain, Pisces is about to prove that imagination shapes reality. Pisces, Your dreams were never fantasy, they were instructions. If Capricorn mastered the physical world through discipline, Pisces mastered the unseen world through faith. And for a long time, that faith felt like a liability. You watched others move ahead by being practical, aggressive, certain. Meanwhile, you were sensing things no one else could explain, feeling currents before they arrived, seeing outcomes before they had names. And more often than not, you were told, directly or subtly, that your way was unrealistic, too sensitive, too idealistic, too lost in imagination. What they never understood is this: you were never escaping reality. You were reading it before it formed. For months, maybe years, it felt like your inner world was under pressure. Inspiration didn't flow the way it used to. Creativity came with weight. Even your intuition felt slower, heavier, like it had to fight through fog. That wasn't failure. That was construction. You were being reinforced. Before something rare can manifest, it needs containment. Power without structure collapses. Vision without grounding dissipates. And so, the universe did something uncomfortable but necessary. It slowed you down long enough to strengthen you. What opens now is the release. You may feel it as emotional heaviness lifting, or as sudden clarity that arrives without explanation. Ideas you thought were too strange, too niche, too impractical, begin to feel solid, speakable, shareable. This is the moment where your internal world starts crossing into the physical. And here is the most important thing for you to hear. You do not need to chase this. Opportunities come to Pisces now, the way waves reach shore, inevitably. The right person hears your words. The right platform notices your work. The right support appears without force. What once required effort now responds to alignment. But there is a test here, because when manifestation comes easily, the mind tries to sabotage it. You may question whether it's real. You may wait for it to disappear. You may shrink yourself instinctively, out of habit. That instinct is outdated. You are no longer proving that dreams can exist. You are demonstrating that they can function. Your imagination is no longer a private refuge. It is becoming a public instrument. People will begin seeking your insight, not because you advertise it, but because they feel something when you speak. Your words bypass logic and land directly in places others can't reach. Creatively, spiritually, emotionally, you are becoming undeniable. And yes, this shift reaches the material world as well. Resources align. Support materializes. Paths that once felt blocked suddenly open without resistance. The veil you lived behind for so long is thinning. But here is your challenge, Pisces. Do not romanticize struggle anymore. You learned depth through hardship, but you do not need to suffer to stay profound. The universe is not testing whether you can endure. It is testing whether you can receive without dissolving. Because the next phase of your life does not require escape. It requires embodiment. Your sensitivity is no longer something to hide. It is the very mechanism through which reality reshapes itself. And as your dreams stabilize into form, something else happens quietly. Validation. Not loud applause, not dramatic approval, but the undeniable confirmation that your way was never wrong, only early. In the next part, we turn to the sign whose heart carried everyone else, and is finally about to be filled. Because when abundance chooses a home, Cancer is where it settles. Cancer, the giver becomes the receiver. There is a reason abundance chooses you now. Not because you demanded it, not because you chased it, but because you made space for it long before it arrived. Cancer, you have lived most of your life as the emotional backbone, the one who absorbs, stabilizes, protects. You learned early how to be the safe place. the listener, the container for other people's fears, chaos, and unspoken needs. And for a long time, it felt like that role cost you more than it gave back. You gave reassurance while running on empty. You nurtured others while quietly postponing your own needs. You held families, relationships, dreams together, often without recognition. That imbalance ends here. What activates now is restoration. This is not a single blessing arriving through one channel. This is convergence. Multiple forms of support moving toward you at the same time. Emotional, material, relational. As if life itself is finally insisting you be taken care of. You may notice it subtly at first. People offering help without being asked. Opportunities coming through familiar connections. A sense of safety returning to areas of your life that have felt unstable for too long. This is not coincidence. You are entering a cycle where what you nurtured begins nurturing you. The emotional work you did in private is now visible in results. The patience you practiced becomes security. The love you extended outward returns multiplied. But here is the tension you must move through. Receiving feels unnatural to you. There is a reflex to minimize your needs, to downplay your desires, to feel guilty for wanting more comfort, more support, more abundance. That reflex is outdated. The universe is not asking you to earn rest anymore. It is asking you to accept it. And acceptance changes everything. As you allow yourself to be seen, to be helped, to be valued, momentum accelerates. Relationships deepen without effort. Financial stability improves through alignment, not exhaustion. Home, family, and emotional foundations strengthen all at once. This is the phase where security stops being something you chase and becomes something you inhabit. And yes, material rewards are part of this. Resources flow because people trust you. Opportunities arrive because your presence signals safety and reliability. Success reaches you because you know how to hold it responsibly. But the greatest reward is internal. For the first time in a long time, you no longer feel like you are bracing against life. You feel supported by it. Your challenge, Cancer, is simple, but not easy. Do not give away your reward out of habit. It asks, can you let go of who you were without proof of who you're becoming? Most people hesitate here, and that hesitation costs them the timeline. But if you act, even quietly, something locks into place. Events accelerate, connections realign. Outcomes that once felt distant compress into days. This is not magic. This is alignment executing itself. And if you are not one of the 3 signs named directly, this moment still matters to you. Because when a system proves it can reward integrity, endurance, and alignment, it establishes a pattern others can follow. What moves first creates the opening. What follows rises faster. Watch what unfolds around you now. Notice who steps forward. Notice which paths clear. Notice what no longer resists. This is the universe demonstrating how momentum actually works. And finally, understand this. The anticipation you've been feeling wasn't anxiety. It was recognition. Your system knew something was aligning before your mind could name it. The rules you've been operating under are changing. The timeline you thought you were on is updating. And what comes next is not random. It is responsive. You are not waiting anymore. You are being answered. The question is no longer whether this is real. It is whether you will move when it is. Because the door is open, and it will not stay open forever.